Hey, welcome to another episode of Sip and Up. Today I'm showing you how to make the perfect appetizer for any occasion, even for those vegetarian friends of yours. So go get a packet of frozen phyllo dough and join me in the kitchen. These crispy and creamy packets of flavor bombs start with 1 medium onion sliced very thin. Put onion slices in the pan over medium-low heat and saute them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil and a pinch of salt. Now expect to be at the stove for the next 20 minutes or so, watching and stirring them gently over low heat until they gradually turn a dark caramel color. I know it takes a while, and you might be tempted to turn up the heat, but trust me, you will end up with burnt and bitter onions rather than sweet and rich caramelized onions. I promise it will all be worth it in the end. When the onions are looking beautiful like this, take them out of the pan and let them cool completely. Next, let's prepare our pistachios. If I were you, I would get them already shelled. But either way, you will need about 1/3 of a cup of shelled pistachios that you will then roughly chop and set aside. At this point, you can also finely chop some fresh rosemary leaves and add them to the chopped pistachios. Next, the star of the show, the creamy and tangy goat cheese. Simply divide the log into 10 pieces and roll them into little balls. We'll then drop each ball into the pistachio and rosemary mixture and press it firmly to cover it with this crunchy mixture. Okay, it's finally time to assemble our phyllo packets. Now, if you were ever intimidated by cooking with phyllo dough, you are not alone. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to fear them any longer because we have this thing called spray oils in 2024. So no more fussing around with the paintbrush and a pool of butter only to see everything tearing and creating a huge mess in the kitchen. Yes, all of the Greek grandmas are shaking their heads at me, but they probably wouldn't have approved of me using the frozen phyllo dough anyway, so we're not here to impress them. Anyway, let's start by cutting 5 or so sheets in half, as each packet will need half a sheet. You do want to make sure to cover these sheets under a damp towel at all times. Lay out one of those half sheets of phyllo dough and simply spray lightly with oil. Then place a goat cheese ball in the center of one side. Top it with a small spoonful of caramelized onions. And fold each side of the dough over the cheese. Make one more fold from each side inwards and start rolling the filling to the other side, carefully tucking in the dough on the way. It's easier watched than explained, so here is the rolling process from a few different angles. Now, if you know how to make spanakoppitas with their signature triangle shape, please feel free to do so. I just happen to like this pillow shape for this particular dish, but you don't have to. Okay, the hardest job is done. All you need to do now is to bake them at 400 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes, or until the phyllo packets are beautifully golden brown and crispy. For the finishing touch, drizzle some honey over the top for a hint of sweetness that perfectly complements the savory filling. I would normally say that the garnish is optional, but in this case, you definitely need something sweet to counterbalance the tanginess of the goat cheese. And there you have it. Our goat cheese stuffed Phyllo packets are ready to be devoured. They are a true crowd pleaser, combining crispy Phyllo dough, creamy goat cheese, and a burst of flavor from the caramelized onions and pistachios. Trust me, your guests will be coming back for seconds. Oh, and did I tell you it's finger-licking good? Might need some extra napkins. Thanks for joining me in the kitchen today. Until next time, cheers!